Is my voice is audible for everyone, right? Give me a quick thumbs up. Yes. So after a long weekend, we are meeting up with again today's regular sessions. So yes, from today, as we discussed previously in the last week, uh, we are going to pitch a project theme in the today's sessions. So before going that, just give me a minute. I'll be back in a minute. Today's meet is all about explaining you on two uh, major projects as Thirumal sir was briefed you on Saturday sessions. Uh, so yeah, I'll explain what are all the things of the two projects has to be done from your side and how it's going to be done from your side and what are all the evaluation process. So all these things will be discussed. And yeah, as the Thiruman sir said on the Saturday sessions, the starting projects which will be assigned for you will be will be guide from our side also. So we'll move on together for first 4 weeks. Then and next another project will be assigned for you. So that project will, without guidance, you have to work on it on your own. You have to go through on your own throughout the next coming 4 weeks. So yes, for the first 4 weeks of the projects, I'll just brief you what are all the things has to be done and how it's going to be look on your side and how it's going to be start over there. So is that clear for everyone? Shall we start today's part? Yes. So just give me a minute. I'll share my screen. Yes, my screen is visible for everyone, right? Yeah. So yes, basically you see the first project I'm going to explain in the today's session is all about you, that is Spensense, which is a smart expense manager app. So yeah, in this complete entire project, we'll look into the many different things. What are all the purpose and goals of it, and what the scope of the application of the project, and what the target, the what you should target, and what the persons has to be done over there, and the functional requirements and non-functional requirements, system architecture. Yeah, we are going to look all these things for the two multiple projects. As I said you, the two projects are, the first one we are looking is the Spensense project. So the PDFs will be shared with you, so no worries about it. So it will be shared with you. So rather than that, so listen carefully. So this is a very important, today's session is very important. It is all about your project works. So listen carefully and watch it, because you have to work on these projects also. So this will be the very important sessions for you guys. So yeah, going with the first project, that is Pensions. So you, as you see, basically this Pensions, the name itself says, itself is says it is a professional finance and expense management, yeah, app. So yes, so the Pensions, it is a project title where you could have seen, where you could see what is Pensions and how it works. Yeah. So as I said, it is a professional finance and expense management app. As you can see, it is a Spensons is a mobile application designed to help users manage their daily finance. As you can see, you could have created the app. Objective of app is you could have created this app to track your daily expenses. Like for example, you could have uh, so track your pocket money savings, like where all you're spending your monies, and how it's going to be tracked over here, and what are all the benefits, how it's going to be changed, and how it's going to be stored. So for example, you're paying somewhere some money, some sort of money over there for something, buying anything. So you could have track all those things by using these apps pensions. So as I said, it is a um, it is a manage it helps to manage the daily finance over here. So in real life, as you see, in real life, many people don't keep track of where the money goes. Yeah. So many people doesn't know where money goes and all. So basically this helps to solve the problem by allowing user to record their income and expenses, and also like understand their spending behavior through visual insights. For example, for many insights, they could have tracked their finance and expenses over here. So this is the objective of the app called Pensions. And like you should have to build using the Android Studio, Kotlin, and Jetpack Compose, as you have built a minimal as you got a prototype and you got to build the app in Android Studio. It's the same thing, and no worries. The project, the division of the project, like for some people you might get spends and some people you might get employee tracker. It will be informed you at the earliest. So like how many of you should do pensions and how many of you should do employee tracker. But the one thing is, it's individual project. There will be no group over here. Yes. So and also it basically focuses on simplicity plus smart insights. So yeah, this is the project overview of the app called Pensions. So next, moving to the purpose and goals. Yeah. So what are all the purpose and what are all the goals of these app is basically the purpose of the project. It's not just to build an app or demonstrate, like not just building an app for the internship purpose. No, it's basically to demonstrate the real world skills like UI designs and database handling, and basically the logical thinking over here. And as you know, like the goals of it, it's already mentioned over here: tracking daily income and expenses, help user visualize the financial health, enable data-driven spending habits, and provide a foundation for AI-based financial predictions in the future. Yes, so these are all the goals and the purposes of this project. And basically, I could have add some more points over here for the goals. You could have tracked the daily expenses as already they have been given. You could have tracked the financial health, how your financial health has been going managed throughout your expenses, and helps you or the helps user to make the better decisions of spendings or expenses over of your. And also make a note of it, like this app can actually be used in real life, not just for marks. Yes, you should build this app. You could have implement your app for the real life. You could have take your app for your own. It's not just for building this app for the marks or for the internship purpose. So these are all the projects is taken These are all the project has been analyzed and it's been researched and it's been given to you to implement to your real life, and you could have use it in your real life also. So take a project on a serious note and work on it, guys. So yes, so these are all the purpose and the goals of the PenSense app. So next, moving with the scopes. Next, moving with the scopes of the application. Yes. As you can see, when it comes to scope of the application, we have to just think it of scope means like what we have to build and what we have not to build. Yes, when it comes to scope of the application is basically like what are all the app should includes and what are all the app should does not includes over here. There is some requirement matching things over here, like we should not build every aspect, we should not build everything, every individual detail thing. So they have mentioned some of the major key aspects, what the things you have has to be implemented in the app, what are some functionalities has to be implemented, and what are all the things should not be implemented over here. So basically moving on for like one by one, going with one by one, that is the scopes, like means what the things has to be implemented here. They are expense tracking. Yeah, you have to implement a functionality called expense tracking. Yes, where it helps the user to track their daily expenses, monthly, yearly expenses, and all. And the second, moving to the budget setting. Yeah, this helps you to this function. The second functionality, budget setting, helps you to spend a minimal amount and make a savings over here. And the next one is the chats and reports, that you could have also call it as analytical chats and insights, where you could have easily track the overall expenses by using some chats or some by using some graphs over here. You could have easily see, yes, you could have easily see how your expenses is being going throughout your daily life overall. So by using chats, you could have easily access on that things. And also the data storage with the Firebase database. Yeah, basically the Firebase is a database where you could have stored the datas of your app. It is also like a backend. It is a backend part. What are all the things you're working on the Android Studio? It's just a front end thing, and all the things, for example, storing any income, spendings, all the things will be stored in the database called Firebase database. So it is basically the data storage or a database. Uh, you have to implement this thing over here and secure the user authentication. Basically, securing user authentication is a very important aspect or a very important factor. You have to concentrate and export reports. For example, your spending, like for example, there will be a daily spendings for everyone, for every minimal aspect. There will be daily spending amount or daily expenses over here. So you could have implement the export reports, because you could have take all those reports, all those spending things in an individual report for a week or for a month. So export reports is a another important functionalities over here. And multi-user accounts with a shared data. Yeah, you could have also add your multi-users account with the adding or with sharing the data over there. So these are all the in-scope functionalities, what the things has to be implemented, like what you have to build. And moving to the out of the scope, like what the will be the more behind your work, and like what has to be not to be built is like bank integration, like as they have given real-time bank API integration and online payments features like the GPay. Because we already have the online payment features like many multiple online payment apps, GPay, Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytms, and all, and moreover apps we already have those things. So it will be all considered as out of scope for this internship. Next, moving to the target users and personas. So yes, so target users and personas, it's basically like they have been given the three different things over there. They are college students, working professionals, household budget managers. So basically, so we could you could have target these field, these aspects, these particular areas of the spends and SAP. Basically, as you can see, the college student you could have tracked because to manage, as I said, you to manage the pocket money, daily expenses, and saving goals. Yes, and this app is designed for the people like, as I said, you family, students, employees, etc. over here. And where when next moving to the working professional, basically the working professional, this app helps in a way like a working person can manage a salary. If he wants, he can manage a salary over here, can track a monthly spending and requiring payments. And moving to the household budget manager to manage family or home expenses efficiently. Yes, so these are all the three different things or to you can have get the target users and persons over here. And they have also given a example before the persona, user persona example they have been given over here. They have took a name, Priya Sharma, with the age of 21. The occupation, she's a student over here, and her goal is to her goal is to monitor our monthly spendings and reduce the unnecessary expenses. Yes, so it's our goal. She want to reduces the unnecessary expenses, and like the basic major goal of her is to save money without spending unnecessarily. So this is the major goal for Priya Sharma. So when it comes to the point she the pain points of her is forgets where money goes and struggles to save. Yeah, so this is her pain points. She'll forget them where she is spending all the money, and unnecessarily it's not been saving it all. So this is her pain points. So her expectations, like she wants an easy app that summarize all spends visually. So this is the persona. You could have taken example. You could have taken any, not only just for a occupation of a student. You could have target all the working professionals household. You could have analyzed all these different areas over there, and you could build this pensions app. Next, moving to the functional requirements. So yes, basically the functional requirements defines what the app should do. Yeah, so this is the functional requirements. It's all about like what the app should do over here. As you can see, sorry, yeah, as you can see, the app should have, or the app should do, the user app should have the user management where there should be a register or login. For example, every app should have a new user login or new user creating account or the login credentials over here. So the first point with the register or login, second one, store user data locally, that's in the offline mode. And the third one with the basic profile with the name, income range, and the currency preference. So these are all the user manage under the user management. These are all the things has to be done or implement in your apps. And next, moving to the expense and income management. So yes, when it comes to the expense and income management, user should have the option like you could have add, you could have edit, or you could have delete. So you should have these options over here. So this is the major options, like basically the CRUD operations where create, read, update, and delete. So these things has to be done. This under the expenses and income management. And when it comes to the categories, you could have look over the different categories of all the way the expenses are going over there. They have given some took some categories over there: food, travel, shopping, rent, health, and other areas over there. And you could have see each entry should include amount, category, date, payment, and short note. They have given some major five different aspects, but the major you have to concentrate is on like majorly you have to concentrate on three things, that is amount, category, and date. So this is the major things, and that I have given two optional parts, that is payment method and the short note. And also you have to add a income entries to calculate the monthly balance. There should be a calculation of for the monthly balance. So the app should be like everything should be in the single shot. So there should be not only tracking the expenses or only tracking the or only saving how to save the budgets. There should be also a calculation part in your app also. So there will be no other apps used instead of yours. Moving to the budget management. As the name itself says, budget management, user sets monthly or weekly budget. It's like a goal. User can set like at this month I have to manage this budget. I have to spend the only this much money. I have to save these parts. So there should be a monthly or weekly budget, and real-time progress bar shows the budget consumption. Yeah, and there should be a bar chats which it should show the budget consumption, how much budget has consumed over a week or over a particular month. So there should be a real-time progress bar over there, and notifications where when it's the nearing limit, there should you have to put it on notification, so that by adding the notification you could have been notified. So this has now we are in the end month of or the end of month, so I have to pay. I have managed this much money, or else I am if I am crossing the exceed limit of spending an amount, then the thing is no. I have the, then there should be a notify message like you're spending a more amount on these particular areas, so you have to reduce this to save this much budget. So there should be a notification for this purpose. And coming to the analytic board. Analytic board basically it refers to the view analysis of all the total areas over there. As you can see, the total income, expenses, balance. So these are all the total view analytic part is called the analytic dashboards. So next, and also the most spent category includes with the analytic dashboard. And also next is the reports. Reports where you could have generate a report by date or range and export data as a CSV. So it's all the optional data features, but think it of it work behind on this purpose, so that you could have build your app even more professional and more better on that part. And smart capabilities is it's just optional. You could have go with those points. Next, coming with the non-functional requirements, where basically the non-functional requirements it defines how well the app should perform, how your app should perform in a well areas, because there should be some requirement matching requirements will be taken over there over the app. So it basically the non-functional requirements basically defines how well your app should perform. First, coming to the performance. Coming to the performance, your app should be like fast loading less than, or your app should be fast loading. It should be like under in a 2 seconds, less than in a 2 seconds. When opening your app, it should be like in a quick of a second. It should be like in a fraction, or not in a fraction of a second, but it should be in a under 2 seconds. The app should load the dashboard. So this is the major feature or the major functionalities your app should work like this. Next, usability. Sorry. Yeah, when it comes to the usability, it should be it should be easy to use. Your app should not be like in a complicated way. It should, the user shouldn't get the first frustrated like, oh, I can't use this app. It should not go in that particular way. The user, when it comes to the usability, it should be in a very easy manner, or it should be like very easy to use. When like as they have given into, as also as you can see, there should be like some minimal UI with the quick add options. Yeah, basically when it comes to usability, it should be, your app should be like, it should be very easy to use. Not, it's not going, it's not should it should not look very in a complex manner, or it should not look like very difficult manner over here. And coming to the readability, it should be a reliable. There should be no crashes on your app. As you can see, should not crash or lose data unexpectedly. These things should not be happen over your app. So these are all like uh, precautions, or how your app should look on these particular areas they have been mentioned over here. Coming to the portability, it should compatible with Android 9.0 and above things. So it should be compatible with the requirements, matching requirements over here. And scalability, security, scalability, as all you know, it should allow for future AI or cloud extensions. And security, it's like a sensitive data, like income information, should be stored securely using the room encryption or local data protection over here. So yeah, this is all the things how your well app should perform on these matching requirements given in the non-functionality requirements. Coming with the next part, that is system architecture. When it comes to system architecture, it basically says the app should follows MVVM architecture, which separates UI, logic, and data. So this, which the MVVM pattern, basically it stands for model, view, view, model. So this is the pattern your app should look like. It is the architecture of your app should be look like this. As you can see, the local database, you could have they have been given the room database, which is inbuilt in the Android Studio. You could have used it some, if you're quite good in that, you could have used the room database, or as I said earlier, you could have go with the Firestore database also. And when it comes to the view, it should be a UI where the Jetpack compose components shows over there. And view model is basically a logic, and the model is basically a data. I'm explaining the MVV pattern. So as MVV pattern, it goes with the three different areas: model, view, and view model, where model goes with the data, view goes with the UI, and view model goes with the logic. So basically, the how your app flow should be like means, how the app flow should be, how the app flow should be go like means, the first, user, user going with the UI, UI going with the next, from the UI going with the logic, logic to the repository, and the last, database. Database, the backend part will be considered the last part. So in this flow, the MVVM architecture should work like this. So this architecture makes the app clean and easy to maintain here. So this is the pattern they have given for the easy maintenance and clean of your app. As you can see, the pattern, as I said you, they have been given here: user, view, next the view model, repository, and the database. So this is the things, the flow of your app should look like. Next, moving to the database schema. Yes. Yes. The database is like a table storing all data. For example, tables like expense, income, budget, and user, it's optional. And they have given the fields of the expenses like amount, category, date, note, payment method with the description like store expense entries. So this is the database schema, how your database or the data store should look like in the backend part. So the you have to make sure that in this database schema you're working or you're storing your data on this major aspect. Next, coming to the user flow diagram or a text outline. Basically, the user flow is when user opens the app, they should see the dashboard, then they can add expense, save it, and immediately see updated data. So the steps, different steps when it comes to the open app, add expenses, save, and dashboard updates. As you can see, they have also given the same how how your app flow should look like. Means it should go with these six aspects. When it the splash screen, when you when after logging in, when you log in with your data, it should open the dashboard. Next, after in the dashboard, you have to go with for the expenses or for the add income. When you click on the add income or expenses, then there should be an add entry where after adding entry, you have to click on save. When you click on save, it should return to dashboard. When you return to dashboard, you should see the updated income or updated part of what you entered over there. And the menu, when you go to the menu, there's budget settings where, and also you should see the reports or analytics and the logout or the exit. It's the optional. Coming next to the UI UX design. The app should be as simple and clean so users don't get confused. Light background, there should be a light background. And you should use minimalistic and clutter-free designs and highlight key numbers. So you should have go with all these many different things. And you could have see they have given key screens and the color palettes. So go with these particular things. Go with these particular exactly things over here. Yes, you could have go with all the analytic reports on your own because I'll just explain only the major parts you have to work on it. So yes, now coming to the major part, that is the development plan for the 6 weeks breakdown, or for the 8 you could have consider, yeah, the 6 weeks is better enough. So the first thing is, yes, the first thing is for the week 1 you have to set up you have to set up your project and the wireframes. Basically, the wireframes is like a blueprint or the prototype of your app before you are building. Now, for example, in the previous week, before implementing the app or before building your app in the Android Studio, you have got an idea. You have built a minimalistic app or the prototype of your app in the Google AI Studio. So it's just like that. You have to build you have to set up, or you have to first project set up, and you have to create a wireframe or like a blueprint for your app. Next, you have to go with the UI developments, coming with the database integrations and budget analytic feature testing and demo preparation. There will be last demo preparation and report generation. And coming with the reference app. So basically, they have given the two reference apps for your for you getting an idea. So go through it, see the better features of it, and also you could have explored more things. You could have implement those also in your app. So they have given some reference apps. So go through it, and deliverables for you is like at the end you must come up with the complete project with the wireframe, working app, and also reports with and also with the video demonstration, and the coming with the future scope and enhancement ideas. This project can be improved further. If you want, you could have take it further, like adding or for like implementing AI predictions, cloud backup, receipt scanning, and multi-user family account mode. If you want, you could have improve more further. So now see how the evaluation parameter is going to be done is for the functionalities. What are all the functionalities you are implementing? The what we discussed earlier, it will be the weightage of 30%. And when it's coming to the UI UX design, how your app is looking, sorry, how your app is looking, whether it's more clean, clear, and professional design. So it will be considered for 25%. The code quality and structure, they should be a null errors with the clear code structure for that 20%. So you could have C55, 75% for these three aspects. And for your, if you're adding any extra features as we discussed, AI integration, cloud backup, multiple family modes. So if you add any uh, in only in not building app, instead of if you're working behind it, it will be considered extra 15% on it, and at last presentation and report for 10%. So this is the breakdown for evaluate. This is the breakdown of your evaluation parameters for the 100%, 100 marks. And the next action items we could have see before coding, what are all the things you have to plan, deciding features, design UX, and time, what you're setting for the complete weeks, or what you're breaking down for the next previous weeks. So yes, so this is the one project. This is one project that is spend sense. So those are all getting Spencer's project. So concentrate on these major particular areas. We'll let you know who are all getting which projects. And no worries, this project will be also guided from our side. We'll go with you. We'll carry out throughout the internship with you. We'll guide you. So yes. So this part, for those who are getting the Spencens as a project, so concentrate on the major particular areas, what I discussed with you, and build the Spencens app. So next, moving to the second project, that is employee tracker. Yes, that is the employee performance tracker. Is my screen is visible for everyone? Yes, great. So yes, coming with the next project, that is employee performance tracker. See, in this employee performance tracker, it's very quite interesting But compared to Spencers, it's quite difficult to build this project because, as I said you, in fact, I also showed the employee performance tracker app for you in the previous week. I have also showed you that part. So, compared to Spencers, the employee performance tracker app is quite a bit challenging part, but it's very interesting because you could have seen multiple, many features in the employee performance tracker. So, I'll just explain on my terms and I'll just explain major key factors in these parts and we'll wind up the sessions. So yes, when it comes to the project overview, basically the employee performance tracker, it is a mobile application designed to help the companies to monitor and evaluate employees' performance in a structured and digital way. And also you could have seen in many organizations, performance tracking is done manually using Excel sheets or documents. It's like a manual works or a paper works, so it reduces both the things and also it creates the problems like lack of clarity, inconsistency, and difficulty in analyzing data. So yeah, this app helps you to solve the problem by allowing managers to track employee tasks, evaluate evaluate performance, and analyze the productivity. So this is the objective or the overview of the employee performance tracker app or the project. And also this app turns employee performance into measurable data. Yes. Purpose and goal of this app is this project helps to build a real world HR management or admin management system that demonstrates data handling, analytics, and structured design. And when it comes to the goal, it tracks employee tasks and activities, evaluate performance using ratings, provide insights using the chats, and maintain history of the employee progress. Don't look it on the screen because I am saying on my own terms. I'll just explain some of the things in the screen. Yes, next coming to the scopes. Next coming to the scope of the application. Yeah, the scope defines like as I said you previously what you're building and what you're not building. The building you have to build some of the areas like you have to implement adding, editing, deleting the employees, assigning the tasks, track state track the task status, performance rating systems, analytics dashboards, reports. You could have also take attendance, goals. If you search, if you not only implementing these things, what you're seeing on the screen, you could have research and you could have implement behind this also. And out of the scope comes with the multi-admin cloud sync integration with biometric attendance or TRMS APIs, salary payroll system, biometric attendance, and AI-based evaluation. So yes, you should have mainly one thing, that is you have to focus only on performance tracking to keep the project manageable. Coming to the target user personas. So this app is mainly used by HR managers, team leaders, and employees as the primary users mentioned in the slide. For example, user persona example they have given here, that is name Rahul Verma, age 24, which his role is junior developer. The goal is wants to monitor his progress and understand improvement areas. So the pain points is a feedback process, not structured, unsure of performance trends. His expectation is to have a simple, transparent system to track performance metrics. So you could have take see these examples right over there. Next, coming to the functional requirements. There has been some many functional requirements. I'll just go with my own terms. The first one with the employee management, where the app allows you to adding and managing employee details like fields go with like name, ID, department, role, contact. For example, name Rahul, department developer. The role the role is developer and the department is IT department. You could have go with this part. Next, coming to the task assignment module, where you could see the manager can assign tasks to employees. The fields like the task description, deadline, priority, status types. Status types is like pending, in progress, completed, reviewed. For example, you could have see completed UI design, due tomorrow, in progress. So this is the examples you could have seen over there. And coming to the next performance review module, which it is a core feature. It is a core feature. This is the most important part of the app, where employees are rated based on the quality of work, timelines, attendance, communication, and innovations. And each parameters is like marks in different subjects. Yes, it is the employee employee, it is like marks in this different subjects on particular different areas, as I said, new quality of work, timelines, attendance, communication, and innovations. Next, coming with the analytics and the app converts performance data into insights. For example, features of it like employee performance chat, department comparison, monthly improvement trend, and top performance. So you could have seen the insights of the app. And next, coming to the reports, helps to manage and can generate report based on the filters like department, time range, performance, categories, etc. And next, the notification and reminders, it's optional. But as you can see, the app can show reminders for deadlines for deadlines or pending tasks. So this helps by adding the notification. Next, coming to the non-functional requirements. This defines how well the app performs. For example, performance. It should go with the fast loading. It should go load within 2 seconds for the hundred records was less for the more than 100 records. And the usability, it should be very easy to navigate, clear navigation, and reliability comes with there should be no lost in data. And coming to the security, the data should be safe. Next, coming to the scalability, it should expand in fu- it should expand in future. And maintainability, yeah, the code must follow the MVVM structure for clean scaling. Yes, as we see when coming to the system architecture, you could have seen the MVVM pattern. MVVM pattern. Well, as I said, The MVVM pattern goes with the model, view, and the view model. Basically, the first you have two components. The first component is the view, where screens user sees, that is the UI part, and next with the view model, where it handles the logics of the screen. Coming next, the repository which connects the data, and database which stores the data. So it includes the MVVM pattern. You have to follow the your app with this system architecture or with this pattern over here. Like when the manager assigns a task, UI takes the inputs, and the view model process where it's the logic, and the repository sends the data where the database stores it. That is the, sorry, yeah. This is the architecture you have to come up with this part. So this separation makes code clean and scalable. Next, coming with the database schema, where database stores all the app in the all app data in structured format for a, like the tables like employee tables, IDs, name, department, role. When it comes to the task table, task ID, employee ID, description, status, deadline. The major important thing is employee ID connects tasks to employees, and also when it comes to the performance table, employee ID scores, ratings, and remarks. And attendance is optional, which tracks the presence, which track the live tracking of the employees at what time he is checking and what time he is checking out. It's like check-in and check-out time. Coming with the user flow, the text outline, that is your app journey should look like this. That is, first app open app, second login as admin, third admin dashboard, where you could add the employees and assign tasks for the in the employee for the employee profile after adding assigning the tasks, and in the performance tab where employee completes task and you could have evaluate that things, reports and tasks. Managing review, next managing the review performance with the analytics, chats and lead board, and the view analytics and logout or exit option. So this shows how user interact with the system. Coming next with the UI UX design. We're coming up with the UI UX. The app must look professional and easy to use. It should be like clean layout, easy navigation, highlight ratings, and use color for alerts. They have given some color palettes over there. They have given some example colors palettes. You could have used those things if it's necessary for your app. So this they have also given some key screens. You could have check it on this thing, and you could have come over that. You could have come across of your app. Next, coming to the analytics and insights, where it helps you in the decision making. You have to build like chats going with the bar chat, where it shows the performances of the employee. Next, the pie chart with the department, and the line chat with the progress. You could have built some of these chats to improve yeah, some all the functionalities, some of the major functionalities of your app. So this is the milestone. You have to come up with these parts, as you could have seen in the tables. And as you got a references app, they have also given the reference apps for the employee performance tracker. Also, you could have go with the link and you could have checked the reference apps. You could have built that. And deliverables is at the end. You should able to submit the complete working system like wireframes. Wireframes is just like a prototype or the blueprint of your app. Blueprint of your app. Next, database design, how data is going to be stored, and the APK functionalities of your app, dashboard, reports, and at last the demo video of it. Feature feature scope and enhancement. You could these projects you could in this project you can extend further, that is AI based evaluation, role based login, QR attendance. You could implement, this is the behind work. If you implement all these things, you could have gained extra percentage of marks. So this is the future scope and enhancement ideas for your app. And next, coming to the evaluation parameter, as it is, the functionalities includes 30 percentage, UI UX includes UI UX includes the 25, and the code quality 20, innovation 15, which is the behind work, that is AI integration and all, and the documentation and demo part, that is submission thing, that is a video part. So that is 10. So overall 100 percentage is being divided in like this. Next at the last, that is next action items, that is coming with the before starting, make an idea, how make a plan properly, how define performance metrics, and plan or design UX, design UI, and assign roles, developments, start developing after making all these ideas. So basically, employee tracker transforms employee performance into measurable, analyzable data, helping the organization make better decision. Like for office, manager, employees, and also compare with the mark systems. It basically input, stores, analyze, and it shows. So yes. So yeah, these are all the two different projects we are coming up, you're doing up in the next previous weeks. We'll share you the PDFs of two projects. We'll share you the guidance of these two projects, that is Employee Tracker and Spencers. And we'll let you know what are all the projects you have to work on it. So yes, I guess you got an idea of what are all the different areas you have to cover on, and how you should build an app on these major requirements, on these matching requirements for them. So until this, I hope everyone is clear with these two projects, right? One is with the employee performance tracker, and another one with the Spencers. Is everyone clear with these things? Yes. So yeah, this is all about the today's session, and we'll meet up on the evening session, that is the doubt clearing sessions on the 4:30. So until that, thank you all and all. Have a good day. Thank you.